It's talking about how, as we end May, which is the month that we focused on mental health, we can all take responsibility for positive mental health together. What are some actual action steps, right? We've talked about a lot of things that we can do individually: words of affirmation, getting our sleep, getting our exercise, how nutrition can be connected to our own mental health. But tonight is about how we can all become part of the conversation and the action to create an environment where positive mental health is a priority. It's just something we all work towards and with. And the first and most important thing is, if you need help, to speak up. It can be humbling, humiliating, difficult, embarrassing, shameful to ask for help and then to tell someone what you're struggling with. But I want you to hear me right now. Every single one of us have felt every single one of those emotions. We've all thought, this is so humiliating. No one will understand. I'm so embarrassed. How am I possibly going to share this? How am I ever going to tell somebody this, to have somebody help me with this? I hate to tell you this, but that is normal. It doesn't feel normal. It feels so heavy and so exhausting, but you are not alone. What makes us feel alone is the myth that everybody doesn't feel that way. What makes us feel alone is the idea that somehow mental health is on us. It's not. It's on all of us as a society, as a people, as a world, as a country. We've all got to come together and work towards this, with this, and on this, because today we are seeing, in particular, young children, girls in particular, really struggling. And unless we make this something that we all come together and do, unless you speak up about what you're struggling with and get help, we've got to show them the way. They won't see it either. We'll repeat that same cycle. So by speaking up, you're going to be helping generations of people, because we need to normalize not being normal. Fuck normal, because normal doesn't exist. You are better than normal. You are the one and only you, and you've got to speak up if you need help. Next is breaking the silence. We've all got to start talking about it, not just people who are struggling. That burden can't be on people who are struggling. It's got to be on everybody to make mental health. I mean, how often do we talk about, hey, have you been getting in your steps? Oh, what kind of diet are you on right now? What kind of thing are you eating? Oh, I see you're eating paleo. What's that like? We talk about physical health night and day. Why don't we add mental health to that conversation? What will we say? Fold it in. We'll just fold it in. But breaking the silence and acting like it's normal to say, hey, I know you've got some really rough stuff going on. How are you hanging in there? I'm thinking of you. I love you. I'm here. I'm a soft place to fall if you need a place to rest. Break the silence. Next is recognizing that you're not alone. We just talked about that. There is no such thing as okay or normal or healthy. We all have different levels of our own struggle. But I know it's so isolating when you really are struggling. I've been there myself, and I'm so grateful for my friends, my family, and the professional help that I received. But I also know I was blessed to have every single one of those. So I want you to feel strongly, when you hear the sound of my voice, that you are not alone. That's the enemy lying to you. That's a lie. You're just not alone. Everybody struggles. Your struggle is very unique, and I know it's very hard, but everybody has something that they're struggling with. So let's help you with yours. Get professional mental health. BetterHelp is what I always talk about. If you need a link to check it out, I'm happy to share that. It's online. You don't have to leave your house, but I'll tell you, when I was needing counseling through BetterHelp, I actually did leave the house, because the privacy that I needed for those conversations, I wanted it to just be me and my therapist, and there were people in my house. So I did it in my car. You can do it anywhere. You don't have to go to a psychotherapist office. You can do it in the comfort of your own car, your own home, your own area, whatever it is that works for you. But whether you do that or something else, getting professional help is a whole nother level. They have scholarships available, but the professionals really understand. They can identify the patterns that we've created. They can really call us on our own BS in a way that our friends and family maybe are too afraid to, depending on how much we're struggling, right? The other thing is checking in on loved ones. I personally would recommend that if you know you've got a couple friends that are really struggling, set a timer, a reminder in your phone. Twice a month, call John and just say, hey, man, how are you doing? Yeah, I thought of you today. I was going to see Little Mermaid, and I remembered how we all took our kids together when they were growing up and how cool that was. What you been up to? And chat with them, talk with them, check in with them. Say the hard things. If they've lost a child, say that child's name. If they've lost a spouse, say the spouse's name, right? Talk about the hard stuff and check in regularly so that they know this isn't my annual phone call. This isn't my annual text message to say happy birthday. I'm here for you. The next is to lend a listening ear. If someone decides to open up to you, open up to them. Listen, right? Don't be like, oh my God, are you even kidding me? That's crazy. What's happening, right? Listen and really understand the power of being there for someone. One of the things that I've written in the caption is that we're all totally used to hiring experts, right? We just had flooring put in our house. We didn't do it, right? We actually called friends, asked for who they recommended. So you may do that with a therapist. And then we hired professionals. They moved our furniture, they took out our toilets, they put down our floor, they disposed of the old floor. The whole house that we got it worked in looks great. But we hired a professional. Even when we're working out sometimes, right? We hire a physical trainer. When we're doing a business, we hire someone from a website. Hiring someone to support you in your mental health is no different. Hiring someone to give you expert advice from their years and maybe decade of education is no different. So a listening ear from a friend should not be confused with the expertise and the professional knowledge of a professional. I think you should get both. I think it's great to have a wide variety of support. And I think we should all offer both, right? If you have a therapist that you recommend, make sure you're sharing that with people. Hey, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm actually in counseling. And I have to tell you, I really love my therapist and I love BetterHelp. If you know anybody who could use it, let me know. I think everybody could use a coach, a mentor, a therapist, right? And then show compassion. A lot of the times, what we are struggling with is that we've done something awful, right? Maybe something awful's happened to you, but show compassion if someone's expressing their mental health struggle to you. You know, X happened to me, and now I'm feeling Y, and I'm really struggling. They don't need anyone to go, oh man, you're crazy, right? Show compassion. Imagine, what would I want in that situation? What would I pray someone would give to me in that situation? And do that. And then be a safe space. I mentioned earlier the phrase, I'm a soft place to fall. I will often say that to friends that I know are struggling. I had a friend whose ex-husband committed suicide. So devastating, so sad, right? And instead of calling and saying, oh my God, I can't believe that happened, that's so awful, I said, first I asked her what she needed. What do you need? That sentence alone is so powerful. If they don't know what they need, say, I'm a soft place to fall. And we've talked this month in mental health about finishing, completing the conversation, completing the gift, completing the check-in, right? I know you're really struggling right now. We'd love to bring you dinner next Tuesday or Thursday, which works best for you, right? When they say Tuesday would be great, ask if they have any allergies, right? I know it's an extra task, but the last thing they need is to count on you for dinner and for you to show up with crab dip. Can't eat crab. For you to show up, any food preferences or allergies, we'll be there for you. Do you have a favorite restaurant we could bring you dinner from, right? Complete the thought, but create a safe space if you can. These 8 tips are for all of us to pick up and work with. And there are hundreds of more that probably came to your mind while I was talking about this. What we can't do is let May end our commitment to positive mental health. Now more than ever, we have the tools, we have the resources, we have the communities where we can gather and do that. So while we all may turn to other topics in June, I want us to carry this one with us in our hearts and know that if you're someone who's struggling with mental health, everyone is here for you. We get it. It's hard. and it's going to be okay. We need you. We need you to hang on. We need you to get help. And we're here to support you. We are a soft place to fall. I'm looking forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for a new month and new topics, all of which are here to support resilience. I believe when we are resilient, when we can bounce back in trauma, when we can pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and manage difficult emotions and hard times and economics, it changes the game. It puts us in a different category. It puts us in the catbird seat where we can actually take advantage of all the trainings that we've received or all the opportunities that are provided to us because we're operating with a different system. So I'm here to support your resilience. And I hope Mental Health Month has helped you as much as it's helped me. And I can't wait to